What's up, everybody, and welcome to the HexxedPhenom Gamescast, the show that brings you the video game news you need to know each and every week. It goes live every Saturday on youtube.com/HexxedPhenom and on podcast services around the globe, places like Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, really any podcast service of your choosing. I'm one of your hosts, Joshua Wojcik, aka HexxedPhenom, and I'm joined by the abstract rocker, JP. JP, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, man. How about you?
I'm doing pretty damn good, JP. We're getting into the season, JP. At least for me, where there's just too many fucking games to play, and I don't know how the fuck to handle it.
Yeah, I'm glad I got a lot of time off and a lot of good times coming. So I'm dealing with some car issues right now, but yeah, I've been actually I've been kind of asking that myself because I still have to play Dying Light 2, and I'm upset that I haven't. But
Yeah.
on the flip side, I've been making some progress on a lot of games like Dead by Daylight and Riders Republic. Of course, Call of Duty just started their well, at the time of recording, they just started their huge double XP weekend with Warzone and tier skips and all. So with the new season out, I finally got to check out some of the new stuff, especially the zombie map, and I'm digging it. So I'm getting around, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening at once. It's like you don't want to you don't want to give less attention to one or the other, but like
Yeah.
they're just kind of in your face, like, hey, this is really cool, you should try it. And it's like, oh damn, man. So it's gonna be a fun weekend though. It's definitely gonna be a fun weekend of a shit ton of gaming, and Dying Light 2 is definitely going to happen. I kind of need to play the new Watch Dogs. I've been slacking for like about a year on that, so
Yeah.
so yeah, we're getting there though. What have you been playing, sir?
So I believe since we last recorded, I platinumed the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection. So that, which I mean, I already talked about that 2 weeks in a row. I just wanted to throw that out there that I platinumed it. In terms of newer stuff, I mean, I played a little bit more Dying Light 2, still not a ton, unfortunately. Still having a lot of fun with that, though. What else? Oh, actually, one of the news stories that we're going to talk about this week, spoilers, is they kind of stealth dropped or surprise dropped the next gen version of Cyberpunk 2077. And along with that, they did a price cut of the PS4 version because you get a free upgrade to the PS5 and Series X versions. So they stealth dropped it, and then they put it on sale for like $20. And I was like, $20 for the PS5 version of this game sounds like a pretty good deal. So I bought it for $20, and I've been playing it. I've played maybe like, I don't remember exactly when they did this. I think this was either Monday or Tuesday, somewhere around there. So I've played somewhere between like 7-8 hours, and I'm honestly liking it a lot. Like it basically just boils down to being like a futuristic GTA, which I don't think, I think that's exactly what they were going for, to be honest with you. And they succeed pretty well. And I mean, granted, I know that, you know, this game was buggy and, you know, shitty for so long, and I'm sure it still is a horrible experience to play on a PS4. But I mean, in terms of like glitches or anything like that, I've had two minor glitches in the time that I played, and both of them were fixed by reloading my most recent checkpoint.
I was gonna be my next question, Mike. So is there any resolution to these problems?
Oh yeah, just I mean, granted, like, you know, everybody's different when it comes to games, but like I said, I just had one small issue where it was like I was kind of like a mime stuck in an invisible box. Like I could move a couple feet in each direction, but then I was stuck. But then I just reloaded the checkpoint and it was fine. And then I don't even remember what the other bug was. Oh, there was a bug where it was definitely a bug, but like I crashed into somebody when I was driving, and like,
Can we imagine what happened then?
I'm not exactly sure if it was because of the car I was driving was too low to the ground or what happened, but their car drove over my car, and then my car like clipped into the floor. But then, like I said, restarted the checkpoint, it was fine. But yeah, so just a few small bugs, but
At least it's working, you know.
yeah, other than that, I mean, it seems like at least for this version, they've fixed up quite a lot of the bugs, which I would hope, considering what the game is like 15 months after release at this point. But yeah, so unsurprisingly, I guess the next gen version is probably what was the intended version of this game when it was in development. I mean, I think we covered here on the podcast, if I'm not mistaken, a story that was basically where we talked about how they thought that it was a joke that this game was supposed to release in 2020.
Yep.
And it was not a joke.
Yeah,
That's what the higher ups wanted.
Yeah, I remember us talking about that shit show that we called Common. Yep. Yeah, I definitely do remember that. We called a lot of things on this podcast that became true. That was one of them with the shit show of a game that became. So hopefully it all works out. And, I wish them the best, but I don't know. I think they really destroyed their reputation through this whole thing. I mean, it's just, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and then the last thing I want to talk about today, as of recording, Horizon Forbidden West released today. I have only gotten the chance to play maybe like 40 minutes, so I don't have comprehensive opinions on it yet, but it's just so fucking beautiful. Like, I was honestly, like, my jaw dropped when gameplay actually started, and I was like, oh, fuck, the whole game looked this good. Like, I thought it was just the cutscenes that looked this good. Like, no, it's the whole fucking thing. Oh, my God, it's so fucking beautiful, especially if you have a nice 4K TV. Oh, my God, all the colors pop. Like, it's so fucking beautiful. So I can't wait to jump right back into it as soon as we're done here. And partially for that reason, but also because there's almost no really big news stories this week. This is going to be a short and sweet one. So, JP, let's get into the news stories. And when I say short and sweet, like, there's 6 news stories, but none of them are really substantial. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I kind of had to dig around for some of these. So the first one, what were we going to say, JP?
Can't wait. You just start pulling off, like, imagine you pull like stories from like The Onion and everything. All right, guys. Fictional story time.
Well, JP, speaking of Horizon Forbidden West, the first quote unquote story that we have is we're just going to do a roundup of some of the reviews for this game, because it's getting reviewed pretty damn well, as you would expect from most Sony first party games. It's sitting at an 88 on Metacritic right now, which is pretty good. 99 positive reviews, 6 mixed reviews, and 0 negative. So I'm just going to scroll through and hit up some of the bigger websites. Granted, this one might be a little biased by the name, but PlayStation Lifestyle gave it a 100. They say, but while some of the visual issues are still waiting to be rectified with an update, Horizon Forbidden West improves on Zero Dawn in so many different ways. The story and combat remains high points for the series, with the latter getting even better with increased diversity of the machines and looting providing another complex layer to think about. Side quests have improved, and there are new side activities to suit all types of players. Added to all this, the world of Forbidden West remains beautiful despite its hostility, and it's been a long time since I've lost hours in a game without once getting bored. Those who enjoyed Aloy's previous adventures should definitely consider adding this one to the collection. Then I will scroll down to... there's a lot of websites on here that I've never even heard of. Holy cannoli. Game Informer. What'd you say, JP?
I always love when that happens. You get to see a bunch of other websites. You're like, wow, they wrote an article. I don't know what this website is.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how Metacritic works. Like, it's obviously not just any website that writes an article. I'm sure these websites are popular in some other country that they, meet some sort of specification to be on Metacritic, but it's just a lot of websites I've never heard of. So Game Informer gave it a 93. Horizon Forbidden West reaches a new high bar for Guerrilla Games. It does more than surpass its predecessors. It takes Horizon's fiction to captivating places and builds a rich world that rewards you for your efforts that you put in. Mostly, it's an entertaining experience, complete with jaw-dropping moments and unforgettable fights. And then we'll talk about one more. Let's see. I keep seeing a bunch of different... okay, IGN gave it a 90. A triumphant combination of enthralling combat, top-tier creature and character design, and a captivating open world, Horizon Forbidden West is an absolute blast and a fantastic showcase of the power of the PS5. So, seems like, I would say unsurprisingly, that Horizon Forbidden West is getting pretty damn good reviews. 88, and just for reference, GP, let's see what the Metacritic for Zero Dawn is sitting at. But
Metacritic.
I mean, granted, again, I can't say for sure because I've played literally like 40 minutes of the game so far. But from what I've played, I could definitely see where the quotes come from of this game is an improvement in just about every single way over Zero Dawn. I could completely see um, how that's like how you could reach that conclusion even after only playing for 40 minutes. So let's see, Horizon Zero Dawn Metacritic. Let's look at the PS4 version. Okay, so interestingly, the Metacritic for Zero Dawn is actually higher at 89. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
It looks like it's because Forbidden West has one more mixed rating and Zero Dawn has one more positive rating. So that's interesting. Okay. Well, Forbidden West at an 88, Zero Dawn apparently at an 89. Interesting to me, but I mean, sitting in that 89, 90 ballpark definitely makes sense to me, based on what I've played so far and based on, you know, Zero Dawn and everything. So I'm excited to jump back into it. I mean, the game is fucking beautiful.
Well, that's good, man. Hey, I'm glad the game's definitely worth it. John was asking if I got it. I mean, I'm not really into any of that stuff. I almost got that mixed up with No Man's Sky, just because the freaking name is off the damn wall anymore. Like Forbidden West, I'm like, No Man's Sky,
No Man's Sky,
No Man's Sky. It's like a little man, No Man's Sky. Oh man, yeah. Hey, I'm glad it's working out, and the only game that I guess I'm currently waiting for March 15th is the Grand Theft Auto 5 next gen version. So until that point, I got a lot of time to do some stuff. And
dude, March is gonna be fucking crazy again.
It's gonna be good. I can't wait. And I mean, I was gonna go to Syracuse next week, but the car problems are gonna push that off to another time, unfortunately. So I got even more time now to game and binge a lot of stuff. But Riders Republic is definitely on my list. Dying Light 2 is there, and Watch Dogs. But we're balancing between all the games right now, and of course there's that big ass Call of Duty Double XP weekend.
Yeah, I mean, just in the first half of March alone, for me personally, the games I'm looking forward to is there's Gran Turismo 7, which is the March 4th. There's WWE, which comes out on March 8th. Well, if you get the early access, it's March 8th. Then there's the GTA update, which I'm curious about. I'm excited about it, but I don't know if I don't really know if I want to pay full price for GTA 5 again. And why do I feel like I'm missing something? I think I'm missing something, but there's something towards the end of the month that I'm excited about too. I don't remember that. At some point, there's also the Borderlands spinoff, the Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I was wondering.
I think that's like March 30th, somewhere around there, somewhere around the end of the month. But yeah, man.
You got WWE coming out. So that's
WWE is the 8th. So I have a weekend to enjoy GT 7 before we get into the WWE grind on the channel. So
what's the plan for you and Tyler this year with the GM thing? Like, are you guys gonna do it online, or is he gonna come up to your house still? Because I mean, it's definitely more convenient now online. Wait, he is getting the game, right?
He's getting the game. I don't think Online Universe exists yet. Still.
Oh, I thought you guys were gonna just turn it over to the GM mode. You're gonna still do. Oh, wow.
GM mode isn't online either. Keck got that wrong. GM mode's not online.
I was gonna say I thought Keck possibly got that wrong because unless
the video I saw was wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw a Smack Talks video that said it only works through SharePlay. Because it's still just couch co-op, which I think is dumb. They should have had the foresight to make it online, but maybe next year.
Yeah, they totally blew that one. Well,
I mean, it is the first year they brought it back, so like I'll cut them a little bit of slack, but they should have had the foresight to make it online.
Yeah, because I was sitting there watching that video and I'm like, did they just say SharePlay? I'm like, I thought this was online. Because then Ant was texting me going, man, I guess He's like, damn, I guess we can't do online GM mode. I'm like, man, I'm not getting that game. So the AEW game, now that's a different story. Maybe 2K23, like I said, I think the biggest complaint for me is the control scheme. If they can get over that and fix the problems that are probably going to arise from this year's game, I think I'll actually buy it. I just don't know. Do you think they're going to keep a WrestleMania window, or do you think they're going to go back to fall and give themselves an extra year and a half now? Right.
I was gonna say, if they do end up going back to fall, then they're gonna have to wait until 20. Well, hang on. They're gonna have to wait until 2020 fall 2023 to release it, because they're not gonna be able to get a new game ready in like 8 months, but from March to November. So
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I something
they might just keep a WrestleMania release.
And with this AEW game, I mean, they're going to keep doing it every fall now. So in a way, I guess AEW knocked them out of their spot entirely. But I know they were going to do WrestleMania releases for a while. It's been on the table just because they don't have enough time, and WWE's like, yeah, we want the holiday release window, damn it. But I don't know. Like, that only worked for so long. I think when 2K took over, they fucked the whole thing up. So I think they definitely would warrant a WrestleMania release window because they have more time.
Yeah, I think it definitely does give them more time, because when it came to, I mean, when they had Ukes developing it, I guess it wasn't as big of an issue. But now that it's the same studio that works on the NBA games developing it, which the only year that actually like fully happened was 2K20, but the NBA games release in September, and then you have the WWE game coming out October, November. So like them having to launch their two big holiday, like their two big games, one right after the other, definitely I could see why that would be disadvantageous. Now they have from September all the way until March, so that if, anybody who was just working on NBA can come over and now help the WWE team finish off the WWE game. So it could help them out in that way, but I don't know. We'll see. We kind of got off track here, but
okay, we're still in time anyway for this one. So
that's a good point. It's a good point. Like I said,
there's
not very many news stories. So, but
we got to look on the onion.
But heading back to Horizon Forbidden West, because there is a second news story about Horizon. Let's see. This one I thought was cool. Unlocking this Horizon Forbidden West trophy also plants a real-life tree. Each Reach the Dawn unlock equals 1 tree planted. This is by Nicole Clark over at Polygon. Horizon Forbidden West is right on the horizon. In the highly anticipated sequel, Aloy must save the planet from a rogue terraforming system, which has created blighted environments threatening humanity with famine. As part of an initiative in line with the game's themes, Sony has partnered with the Arbor Day Foundation to plant a tree for every unlock of the Reach the Dawn trophy. The Plan Plant program will end on March 25th, 11:59 p.m. PST, or when the maximum amount of donations is reached, an estimated 288,000 trees. This initiative fits both with Aloy's greater mission and some of the game's side quests, which lead her to help restore land in the Forbidden West. The game's themes heavily touch on the subject of climate degradation and ecosystem balance. Reach the Dawn is a very achievable trophy. The Dawn is the first large post-tutorial region of the Horizon Forbidden West map, and most players will likely get there within the game's first 2 hours, which means that many, many players have the chance to do tangible good for the Earth. Reforestation efforts will take place in 3 locations: Douglas County Forest in Wisconsin, which spans 278,000 acres and is in great need of conifer trees. Deforestation has destabilized the ecosystem's blue-winged warblers and Blanding's turtles, along with the forest watershed protection abilities. The 30,000-acre Sheepfire private lands in California has suffered burn damage. Reforesting will help support gray wolves. And lastly, the Torreya State Park in Florida spans 13,000 acres and suffers from a declining longleaf pine population. And then it just goes on to say Horizon Forbidden West will be released on February 18th, which is today as of recording, on PS4 and PS5. So, I mean, honestly, like, this is really fucking cool.
That's all right. That definitely does sound pretty cool. I'm not into the whole thing, but it does sound really, really cool. So
And
for the
like,
series,
yeah, this is the first time I've ever felt justified in being a trophy hunter. So this is really cool. No, all jokes aside,
awesome.
but I mean, yeah, this is probably one of the first trophies that people will get in the game, like it says. You basically just get it for passing the tutorial. But I mean, that's fucking cool. Like, to kind of, combine the message of the game, which is about like deforestation and kind of unstable like environmental biomes because of climate change and all this other bull crap. I won't really spoil stuff from the game, but it's about a struggling environment basically. And to kind of see them kind of combine these two things together and partner with the Arbor Day Foundation to plant real trees just for playing a video game for a couple hours. I mean, that's a pretty damn cool initiative, and I hope PlayStation does more stuff like this with their first party games. That'd be awesome.
Damn right. That's awesome though for those gamers, man. Definitely not bad at all.
And of course, big shout out to PlayStation and whoever for putting this together, because that's, like I said, that's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah. Not too bad, not too bad.
Saving the trees and saving the forests while I sit here and play my video games.
You're a fan video game, hell yes.
Now, guys, if you're out there and you're playing Horizon Forbidden West, and someone, your mom, your dad, your girlfriend, whoever, they come in, they're like, hey, you got to turn this game off. You got to be like, no, I'm saving the world one tree at a time. And then you could tell them about this and be like, hey, I'm saving the world right now. The real world.
Be funny, like your sister would come in, Josh, what are you doing? I'm saving the world.
I'm saving the world right now. Leave me alone.
You'd be like, just like lockdown, I'm saving the world.
Exactly.
Saving it. Playing and saving the game and the world
at the same time. Alrighty, JP. Let's talk about the thing I talked about in the what were we playing section, or what we've been playing section. Cyberpunk 2077 next gen update goes live. Here's what's included in patch 1.5. This is kind of a list of the patch notes, but I just wanted to outline the article mostly just because they kind of stealth dropped the next gen versions. This is by Michael McWhorter over at Polygon. Cyberpunk 2077's next gen update is finally here. Developer CD Projekt Red announced Tuesday. PlayStation 5 and Series X optimized versions of the sci-fi action RPG are now available as part of the new 1.5 update for Cyberpunk 2077, which also includes updates for the existing versions of the game on Google Stadia, PlayStation 4, Windows PC, and Xbox One. During a live stream on Tuesday, CD Projekt Red developers unveiled the first footage of Cyberpunk 2077 running on PS5 and Xbox Series X and detailed high-level changes to the game. The developer also released more patch notes, available below, but noted that not everything contained in patch 1.5 was listed. Players will notice more changes in the game itself. CD Projekt Red has also released a free limited time trial version of the PS5 and Xbox Series X versions for Cyberpunk 2077. That free trial will be available to download and play until March 15th, and players will have the option of carrying over their progress to the full game if they choose to buy it. Read on for the full patch notes for today's Cyberpunk 2077 update, but first a quick graphic that breaks down the platform-specific features. So there is... Oh, God. I think I broke something, JP. Hang on. There are new weapons in all versions of the game. There are additional apartments for your character in all versions of the game. There are hairdressing mirrors in each version of the game. I think that means that you can go to the mirror and change your appearance now. Because I think before, I could be wrong. I'm making this up, to be honest with you. I think before, once you customized your character, you were locked into that look. Now I think you can go to your apartment and change what you look like. So that's cool, by looking in the mirror. Rebalance of gameplay, economy, and loot systems in all versions. And then this is where some of the platform-specific versions come in. Ray Trace Shadows is on PS5, Series X, and PC, which it was already on PC. Various visual quality improvements, that's on PS5, Series X, and Series S. Spatial headphone audio, that's only on PS5. Improved crowd reactions, that's on PS5, Series X, and Series S, and PC. And DualSense controller features obviously are only on PlayStation 5. And I accidentally just screenshotted the article. So, I mean, not to retread, what I already said about it earlier in the show, but I mean, like I said, I've been having a lot of fun with this. And do I think that, this means that they've made up for the bullshit that they put everyone through for a year and a half? Hell no. Hell no, definitely not. But they should still be held accountable for that. But I mean, I'm having a lot of fun with the game. And I completely understand that the game is probably still a trash fire on previous gen consoles, but even like the performance there, like I've seen videos semi recently that like with each patch, performance is slowly getting better on some of the older hardware. It's still not great, but it's definitely better than where it was. So, I mean, kudos to CD Projekt Red for continuing to work on the game. Again. CD Projekt Red, the developers, kudos to them. The publishers, they can still fuck off because they knew how shitty those versions were the whole time. But yeah, and I mean, the cool thing about this is that now on the next gen versions, there is I believe it's a 6-hour trial that you can download of the game, and it's like actually 6 hours of game time. So, like if you start it and then close the application, it'll save. Like if you start it, play for an hour, close the application, you'll still have 5 hours when you come back to it. So the time still does tick down while you're paused, though. So I would recommend, if you really want to get the full 6 hours out of it, to every time you're done with it, like even if you just have to pause it, I would just save and then quit the application and then come back to it. But
it just comes up. Oh, time's up, bud.
That's if you really want to squeeze the maximum amount of time out of your trial. You're obviously not going to be able to come anywhere close to beating the game within that 6 hours. Like, I don't even think I got outside of Act 1 in that 6 hours, if I remember correctly. So, but yeah, I did the trial to the full like length, and then I was like, fuck it, it's $20, I'll buy it, and then I continued my progress. But so yeah, if you have a next-gen console and you don't really trust what CD Projekt Red says, then you can download a 6-hour trial and try it out yourself, see if you like it, and even if you don't, then you got to try 6 hours of it. So
you have to try a good 6 hours. You gotta make sure you make every second count, kind of like a double XP token of Call of Duty. You gotta make every second count because for some damn reason the load times count too. Gotta love it. Yep. Yeah.
There's probably some people. Well, I don't remember if it tells you right off the bat, but also customizing your character like at the very beginning of the game fucks with that timer too. So I wouldn't spend too much time worrying about that either. I mean, you can if you want to, if you plan, like if you're gonna transfer it over to the full version, your character's still gonna look like that. But you can go back and change what your character looks like at mirrors in the game. So I mean, I don't know. I'd say give it a try for an next-gen console. It's free. You don't even need PlayStation Plus to download the trial. So I mean, there's nothing to lose. Or I guess you probably don't need Xbox Live either, I would assume. But yeah, good on them. Hopefully the game keeps improving past that. And I believe there's still like actual DLCs and expansions that are meant to come for this game. So I don't know. I think this will be paid. I don't think they're free, but, or if I remember correctly, there is supposed to be free DLCs and then paid expansions. So Cyberpunk is going to continue to expand. No pun intended.
Speaking of which, with paid expansions and stuff like that, I realized something when I was playing Riders Republic the other day, and it's kind of weird actually. So and it's a Ubisoft game. So yeah, am I really surprised? Kind of not, but
Oh God.
get ready for it. So Riders Republic is an online only game,
Okay.
right? So I was just kind of derping around, having fun, just looking at the shop. And then I realized that there is season passes in this goddamn game. And I'm like, am I reading that right? And they're like, yes. They're like, year one season pass. I'm like, wow, damn, you guys are coming right out of the gate going, damn, there's going to be year 2 and 3. Oh, shit. Maybe year 4 season pass. It's like, what the fuck?
Pretty much every Ubisoft game does that nowadays,
I
where it
understand.
launches with a year one season pass.
Yeah, it's just kind of like it's not even practical anymore. I could see if it was a single player game, all right, but a multiplayer game where clearly the world moved on to free DLC updates, and you're gonna
Yeah.
put a season pass in an online only game. What?
I
I
mean, to me, it would depend on what content is actually held behind the season pass. If it's like, if
everything
it's
that's
everything, holy fuck, dude. Yeah, that's really fucking stupid.
yeah, not exactly everything. They let you buy a chunk of stuff with they're called like Republic coins, but those are microtransactions. So half of them are microtransactions. Some are Republic cash. Not many though, not many, and they're not that good.
Yeah, of
And then,
course. That's how it always is.
and then the best items are in the season pass. They're not going to give you an unfair advantage. It's just the best items.
Yeah, but still.
Season pass. And I'm just kind of like, I thought we moved on from this in like 2019. Like, well, why are we back to, hey guys, I see you're having fun on this multiplayer game only. Yo, it'd be really cool if you bought the season pass. It's like, no.
So is the season pass just cosmetic stuff, or is there like actual like gameplay changing content in there?
I think there actually is gameplay changing content, but what they put up front is mainly the cosmetic stuff. But I think with each pack, you can actually get new new equipment. That it doesn't mean it gives you an unfair advantage. It's just there are things in there that are premier items compared to what you would pick up in the environment until you level up to a certain level. So basically, it's like a pay the win, but at the same time, there's more cosmetics than those items, but it's still really ludicrous. I was like, why are you guys doing this? But
Ubisoft will monetize the fuck out of all of their games, always.
it's just crazy. Like I understand the Republic coins and all because the season passes are a thing of the past, and then all I see is season pass year one. I'm like, why would I even buy that? Like, it just sounds ludicrous to me. But
Yeah.
yeah, 3 options. There's a season pass, the Republic coins, and the Republic cash. That just reminded me of that when you were talking about the about the Cyberpunk stuff and everything, which is awesome.
Yeah, man. Ubisoft is going to Ubisoft. I mean, they're also like probably the biggest game developer right now that's really pushing for NFTs and stuff. And I'm not going to get into that whole conversation right now, but yeah, it shows that they will monetize their game. They will find any way to monetize their game, basically. So I'm not surprised to hear that there's stuff locked behind the season passes, or that there's a season pass right at launch for Riders Republic and any of that stuff. So, GP, would you be surprised if if I told you that somebody is making a Wordle Battle Royale?
Someone needs to explain to me what Wordle is, and someone also needs to explain to me why when I go on my Facebook, I see these weird, stupid things that are like red, green, yellow, and black boxes, like Wordle
Okay.
like 245.5, and I'm like,
Okay. So
here we go. We are gonna know the origins right now.
So Wordle, it's a word game. So everybody has the same, so you're trying to guess a word with no hints. And so the only hints that you get is that it's always a 5-letter word. So you just type in other words and it'll tell you what letters, like in the 5-letter word you put. So like, let's say if I start with the word audio, the color of the block determines if that letter is in the word or not. So if it's a black box after you enter your word, it means that that letter is not in the word at all. So that letter can fuck off. The yellow boxes mean that that letter is in the word, but it's in a different place. And then the green boxes mean that that letter is in the word and it's also in the correct spot. So you basically have 6 chances just by like these little hints of the colored boxes to guess what the word of the day is. And every person has the exact same word every day, and it's just one word per day. So that's why it says like Wordle 240, because it's like a running count of how many words they've done. Because this thing's only existed for like less than a year.
Wordle. Squirtle.
It was made by one guy apparently, and then he sold it for like millions of dollars to the Wall Street Journal. So this dude got a major bag. So I'm not even gonna fucking say anything about it. I've played it for like, I don't know, 20 something days now because my sisters are always posting their Wordle results in the group chat.
So like, so like Duffy from 97.9X. So if he does Wordle 243, 6 out of 6, and like what does this mean? Like if it's 2 black boxes, 2 yellow, and 1 black box in a line, what does that mean? Does that mean he failed, he kind of got there and then he succeeded at the end? Is that how it is?
Yeah, so once you see all green boxes, that means that was where they got it right. And so if it's like 2 black boxes means he put 2 letters that aren't in the word at all. And then if a yellow after that means it was a correct letter but in the wrong spot in the word. And then the other black boxes mean that those other letters weren't in the word either. And so the reason they have it as just those blocks instead of showing what the word is because everybody has the same word every day, so they don't want people spoiling it for other people. So that's what Wordle is.
So is this shared from like an app on your phone? Like how do they post this on Facebook?
It's just you just go on your browser on your phone, you just Google Wordle, click on it, and then once you finish it, and then it'll give you your results, and then there's just share button right next to it, and then it just pops open the share menu on your phone, and you can share it to wherever the hell you want.
Wow. I'm just sitting there seeing all these dots, and I'm like,
I was so fucking confused for a while. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
I just see all these dots, and I'm like, what are you guys like learning? Like ready, set, go? What are we doing here? Are we playing NASCAR, Crash Team Racing? We playing go-karts? Are we going? Are we racing? Are we going? Hell yeah. But now I'm like Wordle. I'm like, what the fuck does this mean?
Yeah. I mean, I probably did a bad job of explaining it. I would try to show it, but I already did mine today. So I can't play again. So all it's going to do is just show what the finished word was. Which, I mean, I guess I could show you as an example, but like...
You bet, JP, here's my fucking Wordle squirtle of the day.
Well, yeah, by the time people see this, it'll already have been yesterday's Wordle. So fuck it. Yeah, I think I did it bad on today's. Actually, no, I got it. Okay, so I got today's in 4 out of 6 tries. So I always start with the word audio, because to me, I think it's easiest once you know what vowels are in the word, and audio will show you 4 out of the 5 vowels in a word. So A-U-D-I-O, D was in the right spot. O was yellow, so that means it's in the word, but I had it in the wrong spot. And so then I did yodel. So Y was black, L was black, so they can fuck off. Then I had the O and the D in the right spot, but then the E was in the wrong spot. And then I did modem after that, which means the E was still in the wrong spot. And then it told both M's weren't in the word. So I still was just left with O and D in the right spot and then an E in the wrong spot. And so then I guess dodge, D-O-D-G-E, and that was today's word. So
that's pretty cool. I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon, but
will you play the Wordle Battle Royale, JP?
What the fuck's that going to be? Do we stand there? Do we both stand there and we look at the wall, and as words come up, we just start screaming things? Wordle.
Well, let's read the article to find out, because I also didn't read this article. So it's a surprise to both of us right now how this works. This is by Petrana Radulovic. I apologize if I butchered your name. At Polygon.
Radulovic.
With the million offshoots of Wordle, Nerdle for math equations, Loodle for dirty words, and Taylordle for all things Taylor Swift. I didn't know this Taylor Swift one existed. It was only a matter of time before someone invented a battle royale version of the popular word puzzle game. Enter Squabble from developer Automated, which takes all the mechanics of Wordle and puts it in a high-stakes, fast-paced battle to the death with words. While regular Wordle is something you can play over your morning coffee to spark your brain in the morning as you ponder the possible letter combinations, Squabble pits you against other players. You have to rapidly guess words, and you also have hit points which diminish with each wrong guess. If you stall trying to think of different word possibilities, you still get damaged. The game continues on and on until one player is left, in true Battle Royale fashion, so guessing the word early won't save you. Sometimes there may be rounds with multiple words. So if you ever thought that Wordle wasn't stressful enough, then here's the game for you. Start memorizing the best starter words now. So it sounds like you have a pool of health, and you take damage based on wrong guesses, and also how long it takes you to solve it.
Squabble hobble and Wordle squirtle.
So you're essentially battling to be the person to guess the fastest and also guess the most correctly until there's one person standing.
So what you're telling me is I could be the Wordle World Heavyweight Champion, brother.
That's exactly what I'm telling you, brother. I can already see people ruining this shit by using like a bot or something like that.
So I'm confused. Is this a video game?
It's just like a browser game.
Oh, because I was gonna say they should really make a fucking video game like Uno, but Wordle, like nothing crazy, just Wordle on a console. I'd pay for that. I always like to stimulate my brain.
I assume this one is also a browser game. I could be wrong. It didn't say. I read the whole article, so I assume it's also just a browser game.
Oh damn! I was gonna say if they ever come out with a console port or something, that'd be really cool. Like,
I don't know if the Wall Street Journal's into console ports, but I mean, if it happens, we'll report about it on this channel. We'll report about it right here on the HexxedPhenom Gamescast.
And who knows? You might see.
I can't wait. I can't wait to get Wordle at 4K 60 frames on the PS5.
God, I can't wait. It's Wordle like you've never seen it before. I'm the World Heavyweight Wordle Champion, brother.
Oh, well, by God. But yeah, definitely an interesting concept. I don't know. I mean, I'm really stupid. JP, I don't know if you know this about me. So I struggle to play Wordle most days. So I don't know if I'll hop into Squabble. But we'll see. We'll see. That was just a funny article that I laughed at the headline for a good 2 minutes straight. So I had to bring it up.
My hair's just all radical out of place. You could tell my hair is astounded at the news of Wordle.
It's because you're so excited to play Squabble that your hairs are standing on end.
I'm so excited. You could feel the tension in the air, brother. The electricity, it's here. I feel it.
And JP, we're going to end off with a Nintendo story here. If it'll load. There we go. Nintendo shutting down Wii U, Nintendo 3DS eShops, and frustrating fans. eShop shutdowns in 2023 draw ire and preservation concerns. This is by Michael McWhirter over at Polygon. Nintendo will close the online stores for its Wii U console and Nintendo 3DS handheld in, quote, late March 2023, the company announced Tuesday. After those stores, called the Nintendo eShop, shut down, it will no longer be possible to make digital purchases for the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS family of systems. The Wii U and 3DS shop closures also mean that game demos and other free content will no longer be available to download as of March 2023. While that 2023 date may seem far off, Nintendo will make it more difficult to purchase games and other content from the Wii U and 3DS eShops in 2022. On May 23rd of this year, Nintendo will end support for adding funds to a Nintendo eShop account on Wii U and 3DS using a credit card. And on August 29th, it will no longer be possible to use a Nintendo eShop card to add funds to an account in Nintendo eShop on Wii U or 3DS. Nintendo said in a support notice. After the March 2023 shutdown and for the foreseeable future, Nintendo says it will still be possible to re-download games and DLC, receive software updates, and play games online on Wii U and 3DS. Why is this happening? Nintendo attempted to answer that in an FAQ posted alongside the support notice, saying, quote, "This is part of the natural life cycle for any product line as it becomes less used by consumers over time," end quote. That answer is not sitting well with many consumers who fired back at the company on social media that the closures will have a detrimental impact on many games' availability. In addition to many native Wii U and 3DS games that are only available digitally or are prohibitively expensive in physical form, the eShop closures will also mean the end of Virtual Console on those systems. Nintendo's current implementation of offering classic games on Nintendo Switch comes in the form of a subscription-based Nintendo Switch Online, which offers a meager number of NES and Super NES titles, as well as N64 and Sega Genesis games compared to the Virtual Console libraries on previous gen Nintendo platforms. Nintendo acknowledged these concerns in its FAQ with the following question and answer, which is deleted from the support site after the notice went live and fans called it out.
Ah, well, there we go. That's fantastic.
So here's the question. Once it's no longer possible to purchase software in Nintendo eShop, Wii U, and 3DS family of systems, many classic games from past platforms will cease to be available for purchase anywhere. Will you make these classic games available to own some other way? If not, then why? Doesn't Nintendo have an obligation to preserve its classic games and continually make them available for purchase? Here was Nintendo's answer. Across our Nintendo Switch Online membership plans, over 130 classic games are currently available in growing libraries for various legacy systems. The games are often enhanced with new features such as online play. We think this is an effective way to make classic content easily available to a broad range of players. Within these libraries, new and longtime players can not only find games they remember or have heard about, but other fun games they might not have thought to seek out otherwise. We currently have no plans to offer classic content in other ways. The Wii U eShop offers more than 300 games via Virtual Console in North America, and the 3DS offers 191. Fan outcry seems unlikely to sway Nintendo's decision to end support for the Wii U and 3DS eShops based on similar previous shutdowns. The company closed the Wii Shop channel in 2019 and ended support for Super Mario Maker on Wii U in 2021, despite largely negative response to those decisions. So, JP.
Yes.
Is it surprising that Nintendo is shutting down eShop services for these systems?
No, because I don't even think it really made much money to begin with.
At the time, like
maybe at the time
it did, definitely, but
certainly
well, the Wii U one, iffy. Iffy. The Wii U was an iffy console in general, but the 3DS one definitely did. I mean, I know a lot of people who bought the 3DS mostly to make it like a handheld, just like classic games machine. So, it definitely did make money in its time, but how, I mean, they're not supporting the 3DS anymore. There's no more games coming out, again, like it makes sense to do this. And I don't know, it's such a weird situation because like, on one hand, it's like, I mean, this is just the inevitable future of owning things digitally, is that you won't own them forever. You technically never own them. You just have a license to use them. But I mean, that's just what's the word? That's like one of the cons to downloading digital media or buying digital media, is that you don't own it technically. It can be taken away from you at any time, really. I mean, that's what you agree to when you download these games. So, I mean,
right.
On one hand, I understand why people would feel frustrated, but, that they won't be able to go back and buy new games. But, like, who really is going to go back and buy a new game? Like, you know what I mean? Like, on the 3DS, maybe, because, like, I don't know, but like especially on the Wii U, like who's gonna go back right now and buy some random ass Wii U game that no one's ever heard of? Like who's gonna go buy Black Ops 2 on the Wii U eShop right now?
Speaking of Black Ops 2 on the
like
Wii,
somebody might do it for like a YouTube video just to like meme on the game, but like such a small amount of people that it doesn't. I'm not defending this decision by any means necessarily. I just understand why they do it, because they're spending more money to keep it up than it's earning. And so from a business standpoint, I don't see why they would keep it open.
Exactly right. It's just, I don't know. Speaking of Black Ops 2 on the Wii U, I like how they sold the season pass and they still only got one DLC on the Wii U. It's fucking crazy. I think they ended up refunding the season pass people because
I don't think they sold the season pass for it, but I know they also sold Ghosts on the Wii U, and I know that didn't get any DLC either.
Yes, that's why I'm like taking a picture of something for my buddy. Yeah, I'm like, I always wonder. That's like, can you imagine only having 2 zombie maps to play, Transit and Die Rise, for the rest of your life? Hey, at least they'd have Town. Town was pretty bomb. If they even got Town on the Wii U, I don't know.
I assume they did.
Gotta love it.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess I kind of sit on the fence on this one. It's like I can see it from both sides. Like, I understand why Nintendo's doing it, and I also do understand why people are frustrated. But like, I don't know. Like, again, I feel like you can be frustrated, but like, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it, because it's like I said, I see it from both sides. On one hand, this is exactly what you agree to when you buy anything digitally. And I mean, granted, if you don't read through the fine print, that's,
that's a problem.
Your own problem. But like,
a lot of people don't do that, which is funny. And then they're like, it's kind of like the people getting kicked off of like social media and getting kicked off anywhere for violating terms. You agree with it when you sign up. A lot of people don't read it, but that's legal binding. You agree to it, so that is legal authority, and that's how they could boot you off these things, because you agree to it. Yep.
Like, on paper, does it suck that there's what the hell were the numbers? That there's 130 games on the Nintendo Switch Online subscription versus like 300 something on the Wii U. Like, does it suck that there's 107 and there's at least 170 games on the Wii U that, like, on the Wii U Virtual Console, that now are going to be way harder to get your hands on? Sure, but also, like, again, if anybody cared about these games, they would have owned them already on the Wii U or on the 3DS Virtual Console.
Yeah, exactly. They don't need to really buy it now. And like, the thing is, honestly, even if the store shuts down, there's probably going to be hacks and crap to get whatever you want off the internet and put it on your
There console. Already is for the 3DS. I don't know about the Wii U, but
there already is. It's like, well,
I have a hacked 3DS in my house. It's sitting over there.
It's sitting over there. Imagine Nintendo. Like,
I don't know if you can actually see it from here, but like in the camera, maybe a little. I mean, it's kind of blurry back there. But
imagine if it's like Nintendo sees the video and they come to your house.
Yeah, they send a cease and desist. I shouldn't have said that. Scratch that. I don't have a hacked 3DS in this house. That was a lie. I made it up.
I made it up.
I don't have one of those. That's just a regular 3DS. Don't worry about
it. They come to your house and they go, "Where is it? What? The hacked 3DS? Well, what do you mean? Right here in this video." And they play the clip, and you're just like,
I'll be like, actually refer to about 30 seconds later when I corrected myself and said that there's not a hacked 3DS in my house.
Speaking of hacked consoles, since we're trying to buy up some time here. Speaking of hacked consoles, man, I've been getting back into playing my hacked PSP.
Nice.
Me and my buddy Quinn, here's a nostalgic thing. Maybe you played this game. It was pretty good. It was on the PS2. Have you ever heard of the game called Gun?
I've heard of it. I have definitely never played it, though.
It's such a nostalgic game. We were randomly talking, and I was like, "Yo, Gun Showdown's on the PSP," because that's back when they would make like Thug 2 Remix. So they would basically put a game on the PSP, but they'd add in extra content. And that's exactly what it was, and that made me think about when you were pointing to that not hacked 3DS in the corner of your room.
Exactly,
it's not hacked. By the signed picture of Benjamin Burnley from Breaking Benjamin.
Exactly, not hacked.
They just go up in your room and they go, your friend said it's next to the signed poster of Benjamin Burnley. Where is it?
It's like, nope, that's just a regular 3DS.
You be like, as you hear, my friend says the not hacked 3DS. But yeah, so there's always going to be a way around things, which is nice. If you do it in current times, you land your ass in jail, apparently, like that guy we talked about on the podcast doubleheader last week.
Yeah.
So.
Gary Bowser. Yeah, I don't want to end up like him. That's why I don't have a 3DS hacked in my house.
Yep.
Don't want to end up like that guy.
Don't have like him, man.
At least my name's not Bowser, so I think I stand a decent chance. But
I think it's so funny knowing that his name is Bowser and the head of Nintendo is Bowser. Is what, Doug Bowser?
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. That's too funny. That really is. It just like
it is really ironic how Nintendo just attracts so many people named Bowser.
Oh God, gotta fucking love it, man. That's too funny. That's too fucking funny. Oh wow, you gotta love it, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't think like these things going offline though. I don't think it's really gonna make much of an impact because people probably had it if they wanted it, and if they still want it, I'm sure you could easily YouTube a video on how to hack your 3DS or whatever the hell you want.
That's the thing to me is it's like, at least for the 3DS, granted the Wii U may be a different story, but at least for the 3DS, they're easy enough to hack and just put ROMs on an SSD, or not an SSD, an SD card. I wouldn't know personally, but, it's easy enough to do. Again, the Wii U is probably a different story, but also, like, I don't remember what it was in the article, but they at least point out, like, certain not dates necessarily, but time frames where even if there is something on those shops that you want to go and buy, you have some time to do it before you won't be able to use a credit card anymore, or before you won't be able to use a Nintendo eShop gift card or whatever. So like, they're giving you ample time. And like, I remember there was pushback with when Sony announced they were doing this with the PSP and the PS3, and PlayStation, for whatever reason, decided to push that date back. So for PlayStation was able to get bullied into moving that date back. Will Nintendo? I don't think so. Nintendo doesn't listen to people mostly. So
I was about to say that. I'm like, you do know we're talking about Nintendo, right? Yeah, that is true though. I mean, well, this is funny because they could do whatever they want and people will still buy the same crap that they always regurgitate. So realistically, do they really have anything to lose? And probably not.
That's the thing, is I can almost guarantee, maybe not on the like the current Nintendo Switch, but I would bet maybe like 2 years down the road after these systems shut down, they'll bring back the Virtual Console on the Nintendo Switch or the Nintendo Switch 2. That's and exactly all those people will buy that exact same set of games again. There's people that I watch on YouTube that they're like, this is like the 7th time I've bought Zelda Ocarina of Time because I keep buying it on Virtual Console. And I'm like, sure, I get it. It's a good game. But like, why? Like, I understand the convenience of like wanting to be able to pick up your modern system and just play it on your modern system, but like, granted, I don't really know what they charge for, like, specifically for Ocarina of Time. I don't know what they charge on Virtual Console for that game. I doubt it's like full price. It's probably maybe like $10-15, but like, even still.
I think it's 15. I'm
already pissed off at the thought of having to pay for GTA 5 for the 3rd time, let alone buy an Ocarina of Time for like the 7th time. I don't know.
Yo, you gotta admit though, you do know in the future we're probably gonna get to the point where Grand Theft Auto 5 is gonna be reissued 5 times.
Oh God, please no.
And then I want, in this, if someone is hearing this or if someone feels the same, I want you to make a meme, and it has to be Booker T. It has to be him going like this. it has to be five-time Grand Theft Auto 5 Platinumer. Because that's gonna be me.
That's gonna be me.
It's gonna be. Oh yeah, I just turned into Dolph Ziggler. It should have been me.
It should have been me.
But to be fair, I'm totally gonna go spend $70 on Grand Theft Auto 5 for the fifth. For not the fifth. I probably will though. Don't hold it past me for the third time.
Well, guys, you heard it here first. JP can't wait for Grove Street Games to make GTA 5 the definitive edition in the year 2035. But
I think I'm going vomit right now.
but this has been the HexxedPhenom Gamescast, the show that brings you the video game news you need to know each and every week. Until next time, guys, have a phenomenal week.